Day 36 of lockdown. That is not good. I was hoping we'd get away with a frost, but we got a very hard freeze last night. I think it got down to 28, and it sustained it for a couple of hours. And this is the importance of being able to do the fig shuffle and bring your figs in the spring, and I'll show you why. So here you can see this Pretto is, the leaves are pretty toasted. I had watered it last night real good, try to help with some of the frost. You know, if you wet your plants down, it usually helps with the frost, and it got hammered, absolutely hammered. You can see I don't know if that's ice or not, just water on there, but that doesn't look too bad right there. Some of these tips look terrible, so those leaves will fall off. This green growth here should be okay, so hopefully some of these younger leaves inside of here will still leaf out. Could have been a lot worse, but it's pretty bad. But this is the importance of doing the fig shuffle and being able to have your figs somewhere to bring in case of a frost or a freeze. Frosts, they'll usually handle to some extent, depending on how bad it is and depending on how leafed out your leaves are, but freeze they will not handle at all. And you can see that it took a pretty decent toll on these leaves. For as good as this spring started, it has really gone downhill fast. So it's unusual for this late in the spring to have this much trouble with, well, it's definitely unusual to have freezes. I mean, excuse the socks and flip-flops, but this ground is frozen right now. It's very, very unusual for us. But nothing you can do. You know, we have a short season, so you try to get some extra time out of these figs, and this is the risk you take. I did not have the intestinal fortitude to carry all of these back to the front of the house, and the garage is all unpacked and unstacked, so I'll go show you that. I could not fit any more trees in there if I wanted to, let alone trying to get these back again to the front yard. So let me go show you the ones that I did shuffle in. Alright, so here's some trees I left out in the front yard on the blacktop driveway, and they seem to have fared better. I won't say perfect, and it'll take a day or two to see some of the results here. But, you know, the coldest weather is usually that 5-6 a.m. right before the sun comes up. So the sun probably came up, hit these guys first thing, and helped out a little bit. We'll see what they look like after a couple of days. They'll probably have some additional die-off from what you see here. But hopeful that some of these leaves will recover because the sun came up and hit them right away. The backyard doesn't get sun until a little bit later in the day. And then you can see the difference. Here's the trees that I shuffled back in to my storage, and you can see they look perfect. No damage whatsoever. So what I've been doing is actually just leaving them in here and opening these garage doors every morning to let them get some sun and leaving them open. You can see this Pretto here got dinged pretty good. Luckily it wasn't fully leafed out, but there was no way I was fitting that back in. I tried to put it up against the garage door hoping it would get some radiant heat from the house. Doesn't look like it did. Strange that this one got hit so much harder than some of the others, but there are some leaves that look okay. It's always an interesting gamble with spring frost and freeze. But yeah, you can see the ones in the garage. All the ones in the garage look perfect. So I've got to figure out this weekend if I'm going to bring them back out. The 10-day forecast does show it getting down into the low 30s again, 36 range. I don't know. I might just keep with this for another week. I'd really like to get them out of the garage to free it up and to get them some full sunshine. But to take them out and put them back in, it's just an extreme effort when you have this many trees. So we'll see. I'll need to see. I certainly have plenty of time. It's just a matter of, will my back hold up to do it all? And am I just risking the tree's health by pulling them out versus just doing this garage door open and close deal? So we'll see. But things fared better than I expected, so I guess overall it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be with the heavy freeze. And the rose bushes and other plants look like they handled it pretty well. We did cover a lot with pots and things to protect them, but that is spring in Pennsylvania. I hope everybody else fared better.